Oh well, at least I still have my memories. Actually, I have a very poor memory of my childhood years. I was recently reading a blog by someone who was reminiscing about their school days when they were just 10 years old or so. They were able to recall such detail. I have nothing more than a few vague impressions of my childhood, with the exception of one or two key moments that stay with me. I must admit that I sometimes wonder if people really do remember or whether they tend to confabulate. Could it be that they mix a few vague memories with things that they've been told by parents and siblings, with the aid maybe of a few photographs, and they constructively fill in the gaps with a little creative writing? Of course, people will never be persuaded that that's the case, that what they perceive as their memories are not actually their memories. It's something, though, that's beyond the realms of proof, and you can't really argue with someone about it, even if you were there yourself, because who's to say that your memories are reliable? But the motivations for believing so strongly in our own memories are so strong that it makes me a little suspicious of them. First of all, these memories certainly seem to be real to the person. We tend to trust our own mind, whether it be with regard to the immediate perceptions that it's processing or to the images from the past that it's presenting to us. Obviously, this is a good first principle on which to base life. I mean, it would be a very chaotic life if none of our perceptions or memories could be relied upon. Yet we know that both our perceptions and our memories can be mistaken. The suspicion that our memories are not as picture perfect as we would like to believe is strongly reinforced by the fact that people rarely recall the same events in the same way. Memories are very selective and they're also very subjective. They're also, in fact, subject to reinterpretation and reevaluation and even rewriting in the light of our later experiences. And they also tend to fade over time. We don't like this. We fight against it and we try to fill in the gaps. And we make ourselves feel better with platitudes such as, I'll always have my memories. We'll always have Paris. The other motivation for believing that our memories are accurate is the oft repeated claim that we are, in fact, our memories. Fortunately, I don't happen to believe this, at least not completely. Now, I stand to be corrected by experts here, not by Hollywood or other fictional accounts of memory loss. But I don't think that memory loss automatically results in personality change. In other words, despite a loss of memory, Jack remains Jack and Jill remains Jill, at least to a large extent. I'm more than my memories. At least I hope so. It's good news because despite the fact that people make such statements as we'll always have our memories and the only thing I have left is my memories, neither of these statements is entirely true. Age alone brings memory loss. We all know that when we get there, and Alzheimer's even more so. So it's somewhat comforting to know that I remain, even if my memories don't. Something of me remains, at least. There's certain to be a spectrum amongst people with respect to their ability to remember the more distant past. No doubt some people have excellent recall, while others, like me, have very poor recall. Unfortunately, the claims of someone to have excellent recall will rarely, if ever, be provable. I will therefore hold just a smidgen of skepticism in the corner of my mind when someone claims such a good memory. Nevertheless, recollections make for good stories, and some of us even confabulate for a living. Like most writers, I've naturally drawn upon my own memories and experiences when writing my novels. But as I look back on some of the things I've written, particularly about the childhood of some of my characters, I'm honestly not entirely sure which bits actually happened and which bits I made up. Maybe that makes me sound crazy. But the truth is that we do begin to believe our own confabulations. Oh well. Maybe it's not always a bad thing to be able to rewrite your own past here and there.